Welcome back, City Heads. One of my first ever videos was exploring my favourite street view before and afters in London, so I thought because it's January and because it's cold and because I don't want to go outside, I thought I'd do a compilation of my favourite street view before and afters from across the UK's biggest cities, so let's go. So we're starting in Birmingham on Digbeth High Street. That's one of the main streets leading south out of Birmingham city centre, and this image shows how that looked in 2012. And you can see that it is, a very busy main road, the kind of road that you would expect to be coming in and out of a main UK city centre. I can count at least 5 lanes of traffic. You've got these like pedestrian guardrails going through, which sort of asserts that this is very much a car-centric environment. And so that view was 2012, and now we're going to skip forward to 2024. Here is the exact same perspective as it appeared in 2024, and you can see that those pavements have been extended. It looks like 5 lanes of traffic have become 2, maybe there's another 2 on the other side of the road there. Those lovely buildings there have a bit more room to breathe. The pedestrian guardrails are gone. Instead you have this kind of planting, a much narrower road crossing here as well. You see where that traffic light is compared to before, where you had more of a sort of a staggered crossing. Now you just have one crossing all the way across. And this work has been as a result of they've extended Birmingham's tram network along this street. So I guess they've taken the opportunity, while they've had to expand the tram line down there, they've taken the opportunity to improve the road a little bit as well. So you've got this extended pavement, much nicer greenery, much nicer paving as well than before, and overall this has just been a huge improvement to the street. Now we're a bit further along the street. Again, this view is from 2017. It shows the Old Crown, which is a grade 2 star listed pub which dates all the way back from 1368. So it's an incredibly old pub, an incredibly old original Tudor pub. It's not mock Tudor, it is actual Tudor, and you can see that it is just a gorgeous building. But in the 2017 image that we're looking at here, we have this horrible kind of like massive road right outside the pub, this ugly guardrail, just a really not very nice environment for this pub to be existing in. If you think about what this environment might have looked like when the pub was completed in 1368, it would have been maybe quite a tight-knit little like traditional area, and then to see it in this environment with this like loads of grey, loads of cars just flying by, it feels a bit sad. So if we skip forward to the 2024 image, brilliant. We can see there's been a huge improvement. That road has been narrowed, the pavement has been expanded, and we've also got this lovely strip of greenery. It allows a little bit more space for the pub building to kind of breathe a little bit. Loads more greenery, which very much enhances the setting of that gorgeous pub building, and hopefully it'll carry on thriving for another 700 years. So now we're flying on up to Liverpool, and we are on the Strand, and this image shows 2014. So very similar to in Birmingham, the Strand is a sort of a main road that cuts through the heart of central Liverpool. In this image I can count, my god, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 lanes of traffic cutting through the heart of Liverpool here. But either side of it you have these absolutely gorgeous buildings. If you've never been to Liverpool, I highly recommend going to Liverpool. I want to go to Liverpool again this year. I want to do a video about Liverpool. I want to do several videos about Liverpool. It is an awesome city, so this is sort of like a little taster of Liverpool. If you haven't been, please do go. The buildings on either side are super impressive there. That is the Liver building on the left, the one with the sort of the turrets and the birds on top. And then if we skip forward to the 2025 image, yes, there we go. We can see the amount of road space has been significantly narrowed from what looks like 7 lanes down to about 4. And that pavement, or that kind of central reservation in the middle, has been extended significantly. We've got this grove of trees now going along it, which wasn't in the 2014 image. And not only have we gained that central reservation for pedestrians, we've also gained a little bit more space on the right. Loads of new trees, which is obviously a good thing in any urban area. And just a real sort of visual improvement, I think, for Liverpool there. And I think the improvements just give Liverpool a bit more of a sort of an urban boulevard, a bit more of an avenue, rather than just a big horrible road cutting through the middle of the city. It's now a lot easier to cross, which should help with connecting the city centre with the waterfront a little bit better, which I know has always been a little bit of a problem for Liverpool. In this next image, we are in Manchester on Great Ancoats Street. I already did a video on Manchester Manchester, where I covered a lot of the massive changes that have taken place in Manchester, but this is one of the ones that I didn't feature in that video. And Great Ancoats Street used to divide the eastern part of the city from the city centre itself. It used to separate Ancoats from the city centre itself, and if you've watched my Manchester video, you'll know that there's been a lot of significant changes that have happened in Ancoats over the last 10 years. Skipping forward to 2025, we can see that not only have loads of big new apartment buildings been built on the left-hand side of the road there, elevating its urban feel, and they've introduced more of a straightforward crossing, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but in the context of UK highway engineering, that is a big deal, because I think in the past, a lot of highways engineers have done this staggered crossing thing, which has done nothing for pedestrians, and it looks like going forward, highways engineers are focusing more on these straightforward crossings, which will very much improve pedestrian permeability on roads like this. Basically just make it a lot easier for pedestrians to cross the road. And yeah, so there's been that improvement, some new trees have been planted, but the biggest change I think in this image is those massive apartment buildings on the left there, which very much make this street feel like it's in a city rather than on the edge of the city. You'll know if you watch my Manchester video that the city centre in Manchester has expanded significantly over the last decade or so, and this street really exemplifies that, because it was the edge of the city 10-15 years ago. It was very much not even the edge, it was not even in the city centre really 10-15 years ago, but the city centre has slowly expanded out in this direction, and I think that's what this before and after comparison shows quite well, is that the city centre is now encroaching on this area. That red brick building that you can see under construction there, obviously it looks about 10 stories as it faces the street, but just off camera a little bit, I think it's like a 40-story building that is being built there. So yeah, that very much shows that this part of the city, while it wasn't considered city centre before, is very much at the heart of the city centre now. And then moving over to Sheffield, this image is from 2018. It shows Exchange Place, and this is one of my favourite changes. Fast forward to 2025 and the road has very much been downgraded, 2 lanes either side, you've got these much wider pavements, and a huge amount of greenery has been built. So they are systematically going into a lot of the different roads across the city and basically greening them up, grey to green. And there's been loads of different examples where they've very much improved massive parts of the city centre through this programme. It's been really cool. Sheffield is another city that I would love to visit in 2026, because there's just been a lot of improvements there that I really want to do a whole video on. So Sheffield is one of many cities all across the UK that I'd like to visit and do a video on this year. So now we are in Bristol, and this is Avon Street. So if you don't know Avon Street, if you don't know Bristol very well, Avon Street is it's just across the river from Templemead Station. And as you can see from this image, in 2012, yeah, it was just sort of like a derelict area that nobody really wanted to go to, a few featureless office blocks and loads of derelict land, and that was about it. Fast forward to present day, and this is what the same location looks like now. You've got these huge towering apartment buildings have been built. The road looks to have been improved a bit. Certainly the pavement is a lot wider. There's a Sainsbury's local just off to the left there, which again improves sort of active frontage. The area doesn't seem that much busier. It is just still a residential area, but this is quite similar to the example in Manchester, where the city centre is very much expanded out to envelope this area, and this area is seeing loads more development. It's right on the edge of the city centre. Bristol is an incredibly popular city, loads more companies are moving in, it's seen loads of investment and regeneration over the last few years, and the city centre is expanding rapidly. It can't build enough homes for all of the people that want to live there, so stuff like this is happening all over Bristol. Another city that I want to do a video about this year. I might not get around all of these cities in 2026, but I want to have a good stab at it. So yeah, and these apartment buildings that they've built are pretty attractive, nice brick frontage, lovely bit of active frontage on the ground floor there, plenty of greenery, and yeah, they definitely seem to enhance the street. If we go back to 2012 and look at how the street looked in 2012, it's good, I think, to have this kind of nice before and after comparison, because we get to see just how much these kind of developments really improve a city. Now we're zipping back up north and we are on Whitehall Road in Leeds. So if you don't know Leeds, this road comes out to the west of Leeds, and again very similar to Manchester and Bristol. This is a location that was not in the city centre in 2012. It was not considered part of the city centre. It was right out on the edge. You can see you've got this surface car parking here. So now if we fast forward to 2025, you've had a significant amount of investment along along Whitehall Road in the last few years in Leeds. Firstly, we've had, what's it called? Wellington Place. There's a big new office development that has been built in Leeds over the last few over the last decade or so. Loads of new office spaces moved in, loads of new companies have come in, they've created loads more jobs for the city, and there's also loads of like retail and things like that on the ground floor. Sort of Leeds' answer to like Spinningfields or Canary Wharf or somewhere like that. And now you're starting to see that as well as that office space, that has in turn generated loads of investment for new homes, new apartments, new hotels and stuff like that. And so Whitehall Road is beginning to see a lot more investment, a lot more development, a lot more regeneration. Behind us here, the development has kind of continued all the way out of the city centre. You've got loads of new apartments are being built. So it's a really exciting time for Leeds at the moment. And I think this corridor, Whitehall Road, is a prime candidate for the proposed Leeds tram network. I say proposed because it was announced in December that it might no longer be going ahead. But I think eventually one day, hopefully, fingers crossed, there will be a tram network in Leeds, and I'm pretty sure Whitehall Road was one of the key candidates, one of the key corridors that new tram line is going to go down. It certainly looks wide enough for a tram, and obviously with all of this new development, the prospect of getting a tram along this corridor becomes even better because you've got more offices and more apartments. That's more people to use any tram that is built along this road. And yeah, again, the new developments themselves, they're fine. Like there's like lots of balconies. There's a bit of active frontage, I think, further down, but you can't say that that's not an improvement, I think, to compared to what was in 2012, so that's good. Seeing as we're in the Leeds area, we may as well check out Bradford. And so this view is in the city centre. I think that's Bradford Town Hall. Please do correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. It's a beautiful Victorian building. Is it an Alfred Waterhouse? I'll check. It looks a bit like an Alfred Waterhouse, but I'll check and see. I'll put it here if it is an Alfred Waterhouse. So this is the view in 2008, and you can see it's just not a very attractive environment at all. You've got this road, which is just like not very nice. It's a very grey scene in 2008. Fast forward to now, I think this is the biggest change of all of the ones I'm showing in this video. This is the exact same view as it appears in 2019. I couldn't find a more up-to-date image, sadly. But they've basically, in Bradford, they've done a significant amount of investment all over the city centre. For years and years and years, there was this massive hole in the middle of Bradford. They called it the hole, where they were going to do this big, I think it is where this fountain is now, is just a big hole in the ground. So this improvement in Bradford city centre has been a long time coming, but now that it is finished, it is looking fantastic. Now, please do go and have a spin around on it on Google Streetview because it looks fantastic. I couldn't find any good vantage points for sort of before and after comparison. This is the best one that I could find, and even just this one is an astounding change, but it's definitely worth going to have a look at on Google Street View. They've got a big new park that has been built, all of these new improvements, this huge new fountain, and it looks fantastic. I'd love to go and visit it, and obviously the setting of that beautiful town hall has been significantly improved as well, so that's really good. Now we are going way up north. We are in Edinburgh, and this is Leith Walk as it appeared in 2019. This is one of the main roads to the northeast out of Edinburgh heading towards Leith, which is on the coast. And in this image you can see that it's a really wide road. You do have some bus lanes there, but otherwise it's just a really wide, intimidating road to cross. And Leith is another of those places where there's been a tram extension to in recent years. So as part of that tram extension, they've not only installed the tram, they've also got rid of the pavement parking along the road and added these new cycle lanes. I have seen some images online which suggest that these cycle lanes are a little bit haphazard and a little bit jiggity-jaggedy. I don't know if that's the right word, but I've seen a few images online showing that they're not the best cycle lanes in the world. But this is the UK. A cycle lane is a cycle lane. We'll take it. And yeah, the tram looks really cool along there. Edinburgh's tram network is expanding really rapidly. It's still very small for a city the size of Edinburgh. It ought to be a lot larger than it is, but it's good to see it expanding. And I think that tram extension opened, like last year, I think. So you can now get the tram all the way from Edinburgh Airport all the way up to Leith. This improvement has been really good. The roadway has been significantly narrowed. You've gone from having this, I guess including the bus lanes, 3 lanes, 4-lane road, all the way down to just one on either side. And yeah, where the cycle lanes where the parking once was is now a cycle lane, and I think those shops have a little bit more space to spill out onto as well. It's all looking a little bit less cluttered than it was before. And finally, We're going to stay in Scotland and we're going to hop across to Glasgow and check out Sighthill. Sighthill is a huge new development to the north of Glasgow city centre. It's severed from Glasgow city centre by the M8 motorway, which cuts through the heart of Glasgow. But they've built this really cool new bridge which kind of links the city centre with Sighthill itself, and the Sighthill master plan is coming along really nicely. So this is what it looked like in 2016, and then we fast forward to 2025. This is what it looks like now. You've got these attractive new apartments and loads of new homes and things like that. I really like the main avenue that goes through the middle here, this like nice line of trees. You can see that it's quite an attractive place to be a pedestrian. Lots of greenery, lots of overlooking from those apartments, and the apartment buildings themselves are looking really nice, and the rest of the Sighthill master plan also looks really nice. Glasgow, another city that I'd really like to do a video on this year. I really like Glasgow, and there's plenty to discuss about Glasgow as well. But that's it. Just a very quick video taking you through my favourite street view before and afters. I kind of want to do more videos like this, so let me know if there's any, if you want me to check out wherever you live, if there's been a huge change that you'd like me to see, suggest it below. It looks like I'm about to hit 30,000 subscribers, and I'm really buzzing about that. That is awesome. I think this time last year I was on less than 5,000, so to get to 30,000 now is huge. That is awesome. So thank you so much for all your support. Suggest below anywhere else you want me to check out, and if you like videos like this and you want to see more, please do check out my Patreon and my Buy Me a Coffee. I'll put a link below, or I'll put a QR code to the left here, to the left here, if I can work out how to do QR codes. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.